In this month of June, we've been looking at the challenge and the gift of living in a digital age and how we respond to God's call, person to person and at a distance, through this medium of technology. In the first 2 weeks, Maggie led us through a spiritual inquiry looking first at prayer and then at social action. How do we do them, close and far? Today, we're looking at healing. There are many stories of healing associated with Jesus in our scriptures. Jesus attending to blindness, leprosy, paralysis, and many debilitating illnesses the ancient people understood as demon possession. He healed people who had lifelong afflictions and people who were very near to death. In the two stories we have today, we have two very different pictures of healing, one near and hands-on and one at a distance. The first story was with a man in the town of Bethsaida who was blind. The story says Jesus took him by the hand, led him out of town, and used a combination of saliva and touch to restore him to sight. When the man's vision came, it was odd at first. The people he saw seemed to be like trees walking around. And so Jesus touched him again, and he was able to see people with clarity. In the second reading from the Gospel of John, an official was excited to hear that Jesus was coming to town because he had a sick son at home in a nearby town about 25 kilometers away. He hoped that Jesus would come and heal his son. He begged Jesus to come. Parenting hasn't changed in 2,000 years. When we have sick children, we're desperate for them to live and thrive. In this reading, the gospel says that Jesus told him, "Your son will be well." And that word, that affirmation, was enough for the father to trust in God's healing power. He raced home and was met with the news that his son was well. And the gospel writers were clear to point out that the time the child healed was the time Jesus had spoken the words that said it would happen. Writers of the Gospels associated Jesus and his ministry with healing, but Jesus' healing was not magic. And it wasn't something only he could do. He told his followers to heal, to drive out demons as well. Jesus expected that those who followed in his way would enter into the lives of others and bring healing as they were able. And we do that. Some of us heal as surgeons, doctors, and nurses. Some as counselors, therapists, first responders, and researchers. Some of the healing we offer is as a parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, neighbor, and friend. And we heal in the context of the church as we care for each other in the name of Christ, offering a touch, a word, a presence, or a prayer. This week, I got a chance to talk to Julie Nelson, who started in the healing pathway at Dunbar United Church, and it led her into more study and practice as she became a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. She has a deep and broad understanding of healing and is part of our spiritual inquiry this month as we look at healing near and far.